Hey guys, so right now I'm going to be responding to Scoop Science's video, The Earth is not flat, here's why. So I watched his video. He came out with a few reasons why he believes he lives on a sphere. So the first one, one of them he said was that, that the flat earthers don't believe in gravity, they either believe it's accelerating upward. Well, not really anyone believes in that. That's Flat Earth Society BS. But then he also brought up the kind of density argument. I would agree that density isn't a full explanation. I think that it is an observation that heavier things fall, and lighter things will rise. But it's not a full explanation, because why is what's determining up and down in the flat Earth model, whatever, that it's kind of that's what they'll probably kind of bring up as like a kind of rebuttal to that. But yeah, he did an experiment with two objects of different densities and shown how they fall at the same rate, and he's saying that proves gravity is a constant. But if you try to drop two objects of the same density or different density, it doesn't matter. If you drop them into different mediums of different density, like air, it falls fall through air quicker than it'll fall through water or any kind of liquid. So that's definitely something to consider, that maybe that's what it is. Because I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but if gravity was to do with mass and it had a stronger pull on more massive objects, so then wouldn't it then make the more massive objects fall quicker? I don't know, I'm just wondering, because they're going about how it's a constant, and it basically they kind of fall at the same rate even though they're different densities. It's just something to think about. I might be wrong, but yeah, I just don't see how it really proves that the Earth's a sphere. That's somehow because something's dropping at a certain rate, compared with something else, then that somehow proves that we're on a ball. It doesn't make any sense to me, that I believe that there is an up and down because that's what we experience, as opposed to the whole idea that it's all relative, because it gravitational pull towards the center of mass and all that. It's not kind of, there's no real practical example to show large bodies of water clinging to the outside of shapes. I find it hard to believe that now, coming to this subject. It's just never been shown on a kind of large enough scale to where you could say, yeah, that proves that it's possible. Especially when you kind of factor in all these other supposed motions that are meant to be going on. We have to kind of deny our senses in order to believe that we're on a spinning, whizzing ball, really. But yeah, let's go on to the next one. So he kind of went on about how, that when looking at the stars, you see that they're round, but how can you really know that they're actually spherical shape? You can't. You need to be able to go all the way around it. We don't even know if they're physical objects. That's one that some people believe. Not everyone believes that. Some people believe they're not physical and that they're not in a, in the position where they appear to be. It might just be an apparent sun, apparent moon, apparent stars that we see. They might not actually be where it might be more kind of holographic in nature, more of a projection, localized projection. And I think that could also explain the star trails. Possibly, I don't know. Yeah, another one he brings up is obviously the Coriolis effect. We know that's just an old wives' tale. I do appreciate that he said that he tried to kind of go out and test it for himself. But there are different variables. Obviously it depends on the angle of the water's entry into the toilet. It also depends on obviously the conditions in the air and stuff like that might cause it to kind of spin in a different direction. But yeah, these things I haven't tested this for myself, but lots of people have been testing that this Coriolis thing isn't actually a scientific fact. And if it were true, then why don't snipers and airplanes have to account for this supposed Coriolis effect. If the Earth's spinning, then the plane should have to account for if it's going against the spin, it would actually kind of have to the way it would have to land would it would have to be really careful about how it lands, and if it's going with the spin, it would have to go a lot faster to keep up with it. It would have to keep up with the spin, and then it would have to go faster than the spin to get to its destination. So, but globe earthers will deny this, while spinning globe earthers will just deny this. He also kind of tried to prove the curvature. What he did is he has like this dot on the he put this dot where the horizon were, and then what he did is he kind of sort of turned the camera around, and he says that he kept it level as far as it was concerned. That's what he actually put after he made the video. He said it put like on the screen, he put, as far as I'm concerned, that it were level. So I have a problem with this because even if it is a ball, this isn't a way you would find curvature, because no matter how high up you were, if you try and put a camera level with the horizon and turn it round, it's going to maintain that same height all the way around, because it will always be at that same if you're, say, the horizon's so far away, like 30 miles away, let's say, right, that means it's like 600 feet of curve downward in every direction, and when you turning your camera round, it's going to be staying that's it. If you've got it level, it's going to stay level with the horizon all the way around, because the horizon will be the same height all the way around relative to where you are. So obviously he didn't keep it perfectly level, but thanks for trying anyway. But that isn't even proof of anything, to be honest. What else did he say? Oh yeah, it was going on about how that the blue marble and all the photos are kind of photoshopped because they have to be. We know that the blue marble 2.0 photo is definitely kind of, it's because, well, they actually admit, of course, and you can actually look and actually see that they've been using the clone tool. So it's basically just you might as well call it CGI. I mean, because if you just copy and paste in, it's just kind of, you're using computer technology to kind of create an image, really. And he says it doesn't mean that it's being kind of they're taking bits of the flat earth and putting them together to make it look like a ball. Well, but it's just as likely that that's what they're doing. And he said, well, you can't get up high enough to take a pic. The satellites aren't high up enough. Well, they claim that the Himawari satellites are actually kind of up there, taking them every hour or something like that, full images, but they say that they actually don't do that so much, because they like when you get in these famous images of Earth, supposedly of Earth, then they're kind of they do it to obviously get it to be more detailed, because they're that far away from it or whatever, because they don't get enough detail in on if they just did it in one shot, they would have to stitch them together. That's what their excuse is. So what else did he kind of, he said something like how if it's if the sun and moon are going around circling above the flat earth and they're the same height, well, I believe that they are the same height. We see them as the same height. It's really crazy to believe that they're not the same height. They definitely are. They're the same height, same distance. How can anyone believe that one's 400 times further and one's 400 times bigger, and that's why that they seem the same size? That's just crazy. That's like the odds of that are just unbelievable. But yeah, if he said something about that, if the sun and moon are circling above us, then what's causing them to stay in that circular motion? I don't claim it to be going around in a circle. I mean, it could be going in a straight line for all I know, but I don't really see that much of a problem. I don't even know if they are physical objects, like I was saying. They could be somehow some kind of projection, and they, kind of, I don't know what they are, is what I'm saying. But, they could be going in a straight line. I don't know about that. I mean, it's possible, but it's possible it's going around in a circle. It's possible it's going in a straight line. I've not actually looked enough into it to say one way or the other. But I definitely think they're local. That's why, we get day and night and all that. That's what I think anyway. So yeah, but I think it's, whatever's causing it is kind of, it's something supernatural. And honestly, I think there's probably certain things in this reality that maybe we'll never understand because our minds are just not able to comprehend it all. Because the mechanics of the reality that we're in are probably it's more complicated than what we are. So therefore, if we were, if the cosmology was so easy to understand, would be even, simpler to understand it, So that's just something to think about. I don't think we'll ever really understand everything, and it seems like the globalists seem to play on that, or just because we don't know something 100%, it means that the whole thing is wrong. Like the whole idea that it might not be a globe is wrong, even though we've got, many proofs of missing curvature, and they'll just deny all of them. And I look at, globe Earth, supposed proofs of curvature, and I'm like, yeah, cool, if you want to believe that's curvature, but why will you just, deny, the stuff that the flat earthers put out? To me, that's just bias. It means that, it's a confirmation bias. And they'll just, it's just refraction. Well, they keep coming out with some kind of convenient excuse all the time. So yeah, I'm kind of waffling on a bit now, but yeah, just to let anybody know that doesn't know already, I'm doing a meetup on the 23rd of September, which will be next Saturday. So it'll be Saturday the 23rd of September at 12 noon. So try and get there between 12 noon and 1 p.m. It'll be at Heaton Park in Manchester, outside Heaton Hall. I've already put out, a video, kind of explaining it, but just let me know if you'll be able to make it to the meetup. It's not just for flat earthers. I mean, any kind of conspiracy type people, or if anyone that just isn't really for the government really, and just is a truth seeker and all that kind of stuff really. We want to all kind of unite together, and yeah. So till next time, guys. Peace.